Hey boys, welcome back to some Rugby League 26 news and info, and we finally have a trailer for Rugby League 26. It just got announced, well, it just got shown, so I just saw this on Twitter at the game. At Origin Game 3 in Sydney, they have on the big screen here, I'll show the video in a second, I just got tagged on Twitter, someone obviously at the game has taken this video of the trailer. So now, I will say, I'd imagine they're going to release the actual proper video of the trailer soon, but I thought, you know what, I've seen it, I might as well make a video on this, you know, first impressions type thing, because Origin's obviously on tonight, so whether or not I get a good chance to do it on the actual video, we'll see, maybe after the game, but I'd imagine they'll release like a proper video, just bear it in mind. But let's have a quick look at the trailer. Let's have a quick look. Obviously we got the Origin boys walking out, players look very good. We'll pause it at times. Honestly, like, I think the overall aesthetic looks... Now, again, the quality is not going to be the best because it's literally captured like 100 meters away on a phone here. But I think overall, the players look fantastic. Again, the player models, I think they're the things that are going to be a little bit up in the air. People don't like them. They could obviously improve upon... in time, but the players themselves look exceptional. I think the crowd as a stand, like, this is obviously Origin, so it's full packed house, light shows. It looks very good. So we get our first little step animation, but I had a quick look before I jumped on here. There's a few things to go through, obviously, but their first thing, little step. I think, is that the same? I think there's a couple of step animations. I think they're the same, and I think it's probably very similar, if not the same. Hopefully just a little bit more responsive compared to... And also I will say, it doesn't look like a massive like diving animation when they miss a tackle. Like, it looks a lot faster, the step, which I like. I mean, if you look at, like, Madden, I mean, Madden's got, like, the best step in the game, and when you step someone there, it's just like, bang, you're straight past him. That was pretty similar in my mind to see Junior Polo take a hit up there. I mean, again, like, there's going to be plenty of similar tackle animations. People are going to complain that they're similar, but it is what it is. Bump off there, that's pretty similar to... you know, the big sort of bump off as it is at the moment. But again, it's like, it is what it is. We'll just see if there's more than one of that type of thing. We see, so this is the first nice little bit here. It's interesting, this might just be part of the, so it's the women's Origin there. Hand up in the air. I'm assuming that's what they're talking about with the trophy leak of, like, taunting. I'm assuming that's what they mean by taunting, just like the hand in the air, which has been the same since Rugby League Live 4. But then we get the big Reece Walsh try animation. It's I will say, I'm sure people are going to be annoyed by that as well. It's interesting they didn't use Reece Walsh to do it. I will say it's a little weird that they didn't have Reece Walsh doing the big diving put down, because that's obviously, I mean, there's other players that have done it, but I mean that looks like Reece Walsh with a couple of tries he scored. So that leads me to believe maybe there's a couple more, like, more notable try animations potentially. I'm trying to think what yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any too many notable ones. If you have any in the comment, let me know in the comment section. I'm having a bit of a blank. Obviously, there's a few different way people score tries, but no really notable ones. Get a few more shots here. I mean, it looks good. It looks good even from this distance. Panthers here. I think actually the player models look a lot better in action, I will say, than the screenshots. Brian big donut, big shot there. I also like this tackle here. fullback for the Women's Raiders. Pretty standard. I think this is the same sort of... That looks pretty much identical, the big shot, which again is fine. Like, I think it looks good. Like, I think it's a good animation, really. But then this one, I like that. Big driving shot there. Hopefully we see a bit of that, of like... Again, it's... I don't want to be too nitpicky, but I guess I would have rathered like a big forward putting like a big driving... I'm assuming that's the number one, right? It looks like one. Maybe it's a bit covered and maybe it's not. I think it is though. But it would have been nice to see like a big forward putting like a big driving shot. But that looks good. I think that looks good. We get a nice little cross-field kick here. That, again, from the distance, it looks smooth. Like, it looks smooth. The ball trajectory is nice. Big catching animation there. It'll be interesting to see if they have different sort of anime. I've talked about this with the aerial contest. Hopefully there's a bit more. I know they already talk in the leaks. There was talk about it's similar to the AFL where you actually have to get position better. But hopefully it is a bit more in depth with those catching off the high kicks. And they're not as... I will say, it looks like... Hopefully it's not, but it does look like he pretty much goes to plant it like instantly, which I don't know, it's tricky because I guess in real life when you catch it, you do go down instantly, but if you played Live 4, you know it happens like in an instant. They catch it and bang on the ground. So hopefully it's a little bit less of that. It just looks a little, again, smoother. Get a bit of goal kicking. I was trying to have a look. Does that look... Looks very similar. I don't think that doesn't look like any specific goal kicking animation. So again, if there was like a separate goal kicking animation, they might have showed it off. But I don't know. The passing, I will say that looks a little strange off the deck. It's not the worst, but it looks a little bit robotic. But again, not the absolute worst. I'm nitpicking a little bit. There's gonna be little things. I'm assuming Dylan Edwards there. The step. That looks more in line with the diving animation I was talking about with like stepping someone, which I don't particularly like. It looked different in the previous one, but a lot of times when a player gets stepped, they don't necessarily like go to ground. But yeah, we'll see if there's more to it than just the standard step. I like that. I like this. I paused at a good point here. He actually changes grips, which did not happen in the previous game. It was always like they held it in the same hand. Didn't matter what corner they were diving into, they would hold it in the same hand, and a lot of times it wouldn't make sense for like putting the ball down. But this one, he actually puts it into the left mitt. The diving animation does look very much the same, but again, it looked good in. Does it? It looks a little better, I would say. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it looked like, but it's similar, but it does look good. Putting it down, yeah, looks nice. Got the premiership ceremony there. I think there's a couple of other things before the video ends. No, that's pretty much it. So yeah, out July 17th, our first trailer. So again, I'm sure there'll be like an actual video, like a high quality. I just want to go back here to that first step. Is this actually different? Maybe not. Maybe not. Seeing the other one, is the step different? It looks faster, but it's still the player that goes to ground like that. But it looks a lot quicker. Honestly, we don't get too many like proper moving type high shots of the game in action, but overall it looks fast, it looks fluid. I gotta say, I'm excited. It looks a lot better. I know people were very I guess concerned about like the rugby union game that came out and thought it'd be very similar to that. This looks much more like good and bad, I guess, but it looks very similar to Live 4, but just a lot more polished, a lot more It's going to be better than Live 4, so I rather that. It's nice that it doesn't really look like the rugby game. It looks very different to the rugby game, so it's not going to have those issues as that game had. It looks good in motion. It looks good in motion, I got to say. Again, we don't get too much of it, like in full motion, kick across field. I want to see where the players are sort of standing around, if they're like out of position too much, or... it looks okay. I mean, it's weird. Again, you got the fullback. I guess the fullback's not always sort of like chasing those kicks necessarily. It's actually interesting. They changed teams, so was it? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just... no, it probably is. I thought it was Penrith for a second, but no, I think it is the Storm. Yeah, taking on the Sharks. Yeah, it was just obviously not the best quality, but we finally get a trailer. Exciting. Exciting. So you guys are going to see it here first. I don't know. They might release like the actual video. I don't know. During the game, and then maybe on Twitter, like the actual video will get released, not like a video like this. But I thought, fuck, we saw it. Exciting stuff. Very, very good. So I appreciate Tellus Riff here for tagging me in this. Appreciate the guy recording the video as well. That's great. It's awesome that they're playing it just across the stadium. Obviously, no one's there at the moment, but hopefully they do. They'll do it. They'll do it like during halftime for sure, when there's going to be plenty of eyes. So very, very exciting. I'm keen. I was excited regardless, but looking this. There's a lot of great things. There's a lot of things that a lot of similar animations, a lot of this and that people will be upset about. But overall, it looks smooth. It looks fast. And it just looks like an updated... It sounds bad saying updated Rugby League Live 4, but that's sort of what I wanted, just a better Rugby League Live 4. Hopefully there's more depth, but we'll get more into that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. We finally get some footage. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.